WGTE Public Media and the Area Office on Aging of Northwest Ohio are proud to present this town hall program, Seeking Solutions to Senior Hunger, made possible in partnership with ProMedica and ProMedica's Come to the Table advocacy program, which is raising awareness about hunger in our communities and increasing access to healthier food in underserved areas.
Good evening and welcome to this WGTE Town Hall special, Seeking Solutions to Senior Hunger. This is the first in a series of programs addressing this important issue in our community. Did you know that nearly 1 in 5 Lucas County residents face hunger? That's more than 85,000 people, one of the highest rates in the state of Ohio. Well, tonight we'll look at this issue from a variety of perspectives, including poverty and access, hunger as a health issue, and the silent and serious problem of senior hunger. Hunger is often hidden from view. Pride and lack of knowledge about existing resources stand in the way of getting food to those who need it most. Our mission here tonight is to heighten the awareness and connect people to the resources that they need. Now, you are the most important part of this discussion. We want you to send your comments or questions and call the number on your screen, or you can email us at townhall@wgte.org. You can also contact us through Twitter and Facebook by using the hashtag WGTE Senior Hunger in your posts. We will also send a free packet of information if you choose by providing us your email. Now, our guests tonight include the following: Billy Johnson, who is President and CEO of the Area Office on Aging of Northwest Ohio; Barbara Peedy, who is Chief Government and Community Relations Officer from ProMedica; and Dr. Romulus Durant, who is President of the Toledo Public Schools. Welcome to the program tonight.
Thank you.
Let's set the pace for discussion by just talking about the fact that there is hunger existing in our community. From your vantage point of government relations with ProMedica, what would you say, first of all, is the picture of hunger in our community, Barb?
Well, as you indicated in the intro, it affects 1 in 5 in Lucas County, and ProMedica's service area is 23 counties of Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. And what we found as we started getting into this issue 3 or 4 years ago was that it really is an issue that is pervasive, not just in inner city, but in suburbs, in rural areas. And as the economic downturn really took hold in 2008 and 2009, and of course we all know that this area has been the last to emerge, and we're still really not fully out of it yet. People have been forced to make some very, very difficult choices between paying this bill or buying groceries or, buying shoes for the kids. And we've got increasing social dynamics, which bring the seniors into this in a much harsher light, as well as young students and very young children. And the squeeze comes from both ends. So you've got seniors that are making the tough decision between purchasing their medicine on a monthly basis or buying their groceries. You've got the decision of whether or not we, can buy the, supplies for school and the shoes and the clothing, or do we buy the groceries that week? And we've got food assistance, and we've got a lot of wonderful support programs in this community, but some of the federal assistance programs don't stretch far enough, and so we're forced to, those who are on assistance are forced to make some pretty tough choices and ultimately don't eat the most nutritious foods, which then starts to exacerbate health conditions. Because if I'm a mother on food stamps and I have just a few dollars a day to feed my children, I'm going to try and make those dollars stretch as far as I can. Well, the cheaper foods are easier to buy, but they are non-nutritious, and they're going to cause developmental issues, they're going to cause health issues, early onset of some of the chronic diseases that we used to not see until much, much later in life. Kids with diabetes is not uncommon now, and now it's very prevalent. So it's a huge issue.
From the standpoint of our senior citizens, what is your perspective on this whole issue?
Well, first of all, most older adults and senior citizens won't admit that they have hunger issues. We started to notice this problem in our office through our phone calls from seniors. And we followed those phone calls, and we realized that people were struggling with food issues, food insecurity, access to grocery stores, a whole variety of issues.
And some of your work is actually going to the homes, so you see it firsthand.
Absolutely.
You're in the trenches.
Our nurses and social workers are very good, and our home delivered meal providers are great at giving us feedback about individuals who are in our community who have hunger issues. And so the Area Office on Aging, along with a lot of partners, people who've been working on hunger issues in this community for a long time, we sat down and we said, what can we do? We're not talking about throwing more money into the issue, but we're talking about sitting down, collaborating, and finding a way to make sure that we can solve this problem, because we do believe it's a solvable problem.
Yeah. Okay. And from your vantage point, Dr. Durant, Superintendent of Toledo Public Schools, what do you see that tells us there is a hunger issue in our community?
Well, in the school district, we see it from in regard to food insecurity, is that you're talking about in regard to there's homes with no food, homes with little food, and then you have those who are lacking quality of the food. And so in America, there's 60 million children who are suffering in food insecurity, 25% within this region. But when you look in Toledo Public Schools, we have 80% of our students who identify as free and reduced lunches. And so when you start talking about in regard to food insecurity, is that those kids who find themselves victims or exposed to lack of quality find themselves in regard to high correlation to obesity. And when you talk about obesity and you talk about stress levels, and then when you talk about that, you start talking about all other health conditions of risk. But more importantly, when you're talking about a child who has been identified as obese in their childhood age, is that carries over, and they have a high probability of carrying it over into their adults, into their senior age. And so when you begin to start setting the tone, like I tell people, the best intervention is prevention.
Certainly.
And if you want to address hunger, address it on the front end. If you want to address quality, address it on the front end. Kids begin to set the tone for their own lives based on what they're exposed to.
Okay. We've got a question that's already coming from our home audience. What social safety nets exist for our seniors? And I would add children as well as others. What types of safety nets do we have that prevent them from falling through the cracks?
Well, we have a lot of wonderful programs in this area in northwestern Ohio. We have food and nutrition programs. We have daily luncheon programs, home delivered meals. We have care managers who actually go out into the home and meet with the most at-risk seniors. But you know, it's still not enough because there are a lot of individuals who have not been identified to us and have not self-identified.
Right.
So we need to reach those individuals in the community who are falling between the cracks. And we do things like this show here tonight.
Sure.
We try to get the word out and start the conversation and have individuals in our community to begin to call on us so that we can provide resources to them.
More up front, I was going to ask you, hold your point, but coming from ProMedica, how do you see it from ProMedica as this problem negatively affecting Americans in our community?
It's a huge correlation, and the way we got involved in this, actually we were working on obesity prevention and education because that is at epidemic proportions. And the more we started working on obesity, the more we understood the tie to hunger. And while it seems counterintuitive, again, you go back to limited income, limited resources and access, you eat the bad foods because they're the most readily accessible, and then you start to develop all these different issues and health problems that carry you through life. There are estimates that hunger's impact to the healthcare industry is $130 billion with a B annually. Those are amazing numbers. And so we're trying to shift the dialogue. While hunger is often rooted in poverty, it's also an issue that if the healthcare industry doesn't take a seat at the table, which is why we call our initiative Come to the Table, if we don't take a seat and try and work with the community partners from the schools all the way through life with seniors, we really end up as an industry paying that price because obviously we are responsible and it's our mission. We're a mission-based organization. We will care for individuals. But to Dr. Durant's point, the best intervention is prevention. So if basic needs can be met, if access can be afforded to individuals so that you can stop illnesses and the onset of chronic diseases and acute conditions from going from, even starting to worse, you're going to save tons and tons of money. There is a statistic that cites, mental illness is 4 times greater in children who are food insecure. And as teenagers, they are 5 times more likely to commit suicide. These are issues that are all interconnected. So we can't just deal with hunger over here and literacy over here and the healthcare industry over here. And that's what we're aiming to do.
How did we get there? This is the most affluent society that the world has ever known. In the history of the world, how did we ever get here?
That's a good
Well,
question.
that's a great
That's a
question.
great question.
You know, I've often said that we have a phenomenal healthcare system, and it's the envy of so many other countries. And I think in the last 20, 30 years, as we all worked very, committed to making sure that we had the right technology and kept pace with all that was being developed, some of those basic things, it really is Maslow's hierarchy, if you think of it. If I'm well fed, if I've got shelter, and if I feel good, then I can go on to the next stage. So healthcare appropriately tried to keep pace with technology, but I think we may have lost some of the basic needs of individuals as well. Are we making sure that kids are immunized? Are we making sure that there's food on the table? One of the things that we're doing now at ProMedica is screening for patients prior to discharge to make sure that they are not food insecure. We've got 12 hospitals in the system. We've started implementing that program right now at 4 of our hospitals, and we'll complete that by the end of the year. But think about how easy that is and the implications that it involves. Why would we work as hard as we work to get you well enough to go home and then not even ask you, do you have the basics at home to keep you well? 3 words on a prescription bottle most often, take with food. Do you have food at home? So it's a matter of just taking a step back and starting to peel back and say, these are simple questions. This isn't the healthcare industry needing to retool itself or invest millions. It's just a matter of working some basic questions and community partnerships into what we're doing.
How do you, Dr. Rand, how does your staff go about identifying those children that are hungry and getting them the help they need?
Right. In regard to the school district, there's a few things in regard to when we talk about strategies. One of the things that you'll find in regard to whether children or adults, there's a sense of embarrassment in regard to food insecurity or lack of food. And so we went as a district and we realized breakfast was the most important meal of the day. But there were kids who were not eating breakfast despite that they were either free or reduced or they weren't eating at home at all. And so what we did as a district is we said we're giving breakfast free to everyone. Whether you identified as free and reduced or if you were over-identified, is that we allowed everyone to eat at breakfast. And what you saw was at first individuals who were resistant and saying, well, I don't necessarily want to be labeled into that free and reduced lunch category. So what we did was we started cooking a little bit more cinnamon rolls. We put that fragrance out in the air, and children were pulling parents into the cafeteria. And what that did was increase our participation rate by 300%.
Really?
300% just by doing that. Now everyone just floods down there and eat breakfast. But ultimately, it changed the phone and the focus. But identifying what's in schools, one of the things is when you have a lack of dieting, you'll see it in regard to ADHD. Now all of a sudden we're identifying kids, a whole lot, a higher percentage than ever before are being identified with ADHD based on the sugar intake. At the same time, the obesity rate and the sluggishness of the children who are tired is another sign that we see in the classroom. That is a continued pattern that we begin to identify.
Very good. You wanted to add.
Well, that same pride and embarrassment is pervasive among older adults. They are proud and they won't ask for help. They won't seek help. And many of them are just too embarrassed to say, I don't have enough food here. I am food insecure. So and they won't even tell their families that they have these problems, let alone community agencies and those who can provide assistance. We have wonderful food banks, we have wonderful nutrition programs, but we have to reach these individuals and tell them.
We're just about out of time. You want to add anything to that just before we break away?
I would say our biggest challenge is that we end hunger, and I believe we have the will and we have the resources to do it, as opposed to feeding people. And you need to feed people while we're developing these sustainable solutions to this problem, but we need to end it, and we need to start at the beginning and find the reasons why people don't have the access, make sure that they're aware of the resources that are available, make it affordable, make it readily there, talking about the food deserts, but it's ending hunger.
Fine. Thank you very much. We're not over yet. Much more to discuss. Hunger and food insecurity are serious problems in our region, but there are avenues of help available. The first step for our community